So let me welcome as well a dear friend who's joining us for the second year, Mr. Muhammad Al-Qahtani from Saudi Arabia. Muhammad is the world champion for the public speakers in 2015. And I think the first Saudi and possibly the first Arab to have this kind of award as well. He's 5 times a TEDx speakers and 2020 Educational Oscar Award nominee. Muhammad will be giving us a lovely talk about race, and I cannot wait to hear it from him. Muhammad, are you around?
Anybody here who's born in January, February, or March, please stand up. If you're born in January, February, or March, please stand up. For those of you who I just called out, please put your hands like this. No, don't clap, just hold them like this. Don't touch your hands, just keep a little bit of a distance, all right? Anybody who's born April, May, or June, please stand up. Those of you still standing, just keep standing, please, yes. Yeah, keep your hand like this, all right? Now, for the second group, put your hands like this, and just touch your hands, okay? Anybody who's born in July, August, or September, please stand up. July, August, or September, please stand up. Now for that group, put your hands like this. Anybody who's born October, November, December, please stand up. And anybody who's still sitting down, something is wrong with you. The last group, put your hands like this. Now, please, nobody moves. You see, now when I post this, I can claim that you guys gave me a standing ovation. So thank you for that. Please have a seat, everyone. Let me ask you this question. What is success for you? How do you know that you made it? How do you know when that day you wake up and said, yep, I actually achieved what I wanted to achieve? What is the measure? The problem, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot of people, they don't have a measure. I once spoke in London a few years ago. It was a college graduation, like an engineering college graduation. And I asked the audience, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? And the first student stood up and he said, I want to be a successful engineer. All right, how about you, sir? I want to be a successful engineer. All right, what about you, ma'am? I want to be a successful. What does successful engineer even means? There is no measure. However, sometimes we might have the wrong measure for success. When I was a young little boy, I had a speech impediment problem. I was stuttering and I couldn't speak. And thus I was very shy and awkward and isolated, and I spent most of my time reading. And because I spent most of my time reading, I was always the top student in the class. Always number 1. First grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, every grade that I go to, Muhammad Qahtani's name is always first in the class. And I got used to it. When it came high school, I moved to a new high school in the south side of Saudi Arabia, in a town called Abha. So I went to a new high school, and in this high school, I met my enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wanted to kill someone? Did you ever wanted to kill someone? His name is Turkey. Just like the bird, his name is Turkey. Let me tell you a little bit about Turkey. Turkey was the most popular kid in school. Everybody knew him. Everybody loved to hang out with him. He was in the theater group. He was in the soccer group. He was in every other group. Me, on the other hand, I was a shy, quiet, closed-off person who sat in the back of the class. The kind of student that you would look at and think, yep, he's going to grow up to be a serial killer one day. That was me. Turkey was a handsome young boy. Me, on the other hand, well, you can see for yourself. But it all came crashing down after the first midterm. The principal walked into the class and hung the list on the wall of the class with the top 10 students in the class. And when I looked at the list, Turkey was first, and I was second. For the first time in my life, I came in second. Ooh, I hated him. I really wanted to kill him. Why does this guy get everything and I get nothing? You know what? The race is on. I need to prove that I'm better than him somehow. And for the next month, I studied extra hard. I did extracurricular stuff. I was mushing up to all the teachers, and at the end of the second midterms, the list on the wall again. Turkey's first, and I'm second. You know what really bothered me, though? He didn't even study. Have you ever had that student in your class? Doesn't open any book and just walks in and boom, he gets full grades? That was him. 3 years of high school. Turkey's always first, and I came always second. When we finished high school, ever since I was a little boy, I've always dreamt to become a doctor. I wanted to help people. So when I graduated, I applied for a medical school, and I got accepted. Turkey applied to an engineering school in the same university, got accepted as well. But then, my dad got me a scholarship to go study in the United States. Do I stay in this college with him and suffer being second for 4 more years? Or do I go to the US while he is rotten in this small little town? You know what? Screw my dream. Let me go to the US. And that's what I did. 4 years of college, I studied engineering, I graduated, came back, I got a good job, life is good, the pay is amazing. But in the back of my mind, I kept asking myself, whatever happened to him? So I called some of my friends from high school. Hey guys, how we doing? Oh, we're doing great. By the way, how's Turkey doing? Well, he finished his bachelor degree and now he's doing his master's degree. Master's degree, you say? Why does he get to get a master's degree and I don't? I walked to my boss's office, I tried to get some time off to do a master's degree, and he said, dude, you just got here, just, work for a few years first. I cannot let this guy win. I need to prove myself some other way. I worked so hard in my job, I got promoted before everybody else. I bought my first house when I was only 28. I bet Turkey doesn't have a house. I got a brand new car, life is good. But I need to see, how is he doing? I called my friends again. Yo, guys, how we doing? We're doing great. By the way, how is Turkey doing? Well, he finished his master's degree, and now he's doing his PhD. I see. No matter how hard I try, this guy is one step ahead of me. Life goes by. In 2015, I won the World Championship of Public Speaking, the first person from the Middle East to ever win. I was all over YouTube and all over the social media. Everybody knows who I am. I bet nobody knows who he is. But then, it all came crashing down in 2018. I flew to Abha to see my parents. And one day, I was at a coffee shop. And as I was walking out of the coffee shop, I saw him. Turkey. I haven't seen him since high school. We shook hands. And then he asked me the question that I've been waiting for him to ask me all these years. So, Muhammad, how are you doing? How am I doing? Let me tell you how am I doing. And I started to tell him everything that I've accomplished, the job that I have. I even showed him my bank statement just to show him how much money I have. I'm sure you've seen me on YouTube. I'm all over the news. I'm famous. And with everything I'm telling him, I'm looking at his face. I'm waiting for the look. I'm waiting for the look that says, yep, Muhammad won this race and I lost. But to my surprise, with everything I'm telling him, he's smiling more and more. He's happy. Why is he happy? He should be crying right now. I beated him. Why is he happy? He shouldn't be happy. And then I asked him again. I said, by the way, how are you doing? And he told me that he got his PhD and now he teaches in the same university. Teaching. How much money do you make? He said, Muhammad, it's never from me about the money. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be a teacher. And now, I'm living my dream. Every day when I come to work, it doesn't even feel like work anymore. I get to do what I love. Man, this guy still wins again. But then, what I realized is, this race between me and him was just in my head. It was just something that I created. He wasn't even racing. I based my entire life just to beat someone who wasn't even competing with me. I always wondered, what could have been if I didn't create that race? Maybe I could have been a doctor. Maybe I could have been an ophthalmologist. Maybe I could be attending this conference right now. Instead of looking at videos of eye surgery and go, I could be one of you guys. I'm not complaining, life is good, but I always wonder of all these years that I wasted just to prove a point. Just that I'm better than somebody else. My fellow audience, competition is healthy. It always keeps you on your toes. However, your success is not based on somebody else. When you base your success on somebody else, you will do whatever you can just to sabotage and just to ruin someone else's life just so you can feel good about yourself. If you base your success on someone else, you might be the best, and then you stop trying. You stop doing anything because there's nobody that I can compete with. Have yourself a goal. Ask yourself right now, what do you want in life? Set a goal regardless of what anybody else is doing. Somebody else achieved something high, congratulations, we tap you in the back, good job. But you know what? I want something else. I don't value myself just based on how somebody else is doing. It's very dangerous when your only measure of success is, am I better than him or am I better than her? Because guess what? There will always be someone who's better than you at something. Everybody in this room is gifted with a gift that nobody else in this entire universe has. I'm better than you in something. You're better than me in something. And you cannot be the best at everything. That is impossible. And the hardest you try, you're just going to hurt yourself. Because no matter how high you achieve, you always ask yourself, am I better than them? Who's the best doctor here? Who's the best surgeon here? I should be better than that guy or that woman. And you will be racing in an empty track because there is nobody else there but you. My fellow audience, the only race in your life, the only race that you are in is the race with yourself. Thank you so much for listening.